Work inspiration is a way of reinventing work experience so that young people have the opportunity to engage in career conversations with employers in the workplace. Over the past 6 months, a number of innovative employers were really excited when they heard about work inspiration, and they agreed to have their staff involved in a pilot in their workplace. Employers have been able to use the pilots to develop a model of work inspiration that best suits their employees and their workplace.
Programs like this are really, really important to hammer home to students that it's not just about getting a paycheck, it's about what's going to make you happy and fulfilled in life, and that the business community is here to help create better futures for young Australians in need and to make sure that they can realise their full potential.
It's really important to say to kids, the direction that you take is purely one of your own making.
It's our impression and experience that kids currently in their work experience, it's not giving them a real sense of possibility and excitement about career paths and about potential employment pathways.
A lot of the time with work experiences, employers will use that as an opportunity to get people doing mundane tasks that they don't want to do.
If you're sending them out to do work experience in the traditional sense, they don't have any input or any say into the roles and tasks that they may end up doing, and a lot of kids come out of work experience and say, well, that was a waste of 4 days. Whereas with this, they actually have a buy-in themselves because they're learning about themselves, they're learning about their own career goals and what is it that they want to get out of a future career.
I think it's fantastic for students to become involved in a program like this because it allows them to get real-world experience and to get outside of the classroom and engage with what they're learning.
It's inspiring, it's meaningful, you're getting to meet real people and explore their stories and explore how they've got to where they are today.
It's about creating well-rounded and happy individuals rather than just individuals who have jobs.
Work Inspirations is a model that has been very effectively implemented in the UK, and we want to leverage that learning here because it's just taking a different approach. It's mobilising resources from businesses and bringing those resources and opportunities into the school, and that can only benefit young people, particularly young people who are in communities of socio-economic disadvantage.
So initially we were approached by the Smith family partnership brokers, who were, I guess, the catalysts for getting the program started in the beginning.
So the role of the program is to be that facilitating broker, so the independent broker who can help to build a relationship between the school and businesses and other members of the community. Success for Work Inspirations will entirely rely on the commitment and engagement of business.
All the industry that we contacted were very excited about the program and what the benefits would be for them. From an industry perspective, it improved the image of the industry, which is what we had aimed to do. But actually from an employer's perspective, it also exposed them to potential employees. Some of them took them on as traineeships.
Doing things like Work Inspirations is good because we're actually getting people into the organisation and allowing them to see what makes everything happen behind the scenes.
It's a great way for people to know what you do and then consider that and then make plans towards joining your organisation, which addresses your recruitment issues through to the future.
To actually find students, get students interested and provide a pathway for them to get into industry.
And we can look at how we can use it as a pre-employment tool.
I think it's an excellent opportunity for businesses to get involved. It allows the staff of the organisation to connect and link with the young people. I mean, these are, after all, potentially our future workforce.
Work Inspiration is pinned around 3 insights. So insight 1 is all about me, so that the students get to learn a little bit about their personality. They do a really brief personality profile.
And that's where you'll write in whether you're a planner or whether you're spontaneous, whether you use facts or ideas, whether you use your heart or your head, and whether you're an extrovert or an introvert.
You might not necessarily be the planner, the person who does all the putting it into place, but you might be the ideas person.
They then, through that personality profile, understand a little bit more about the types of jobs that they can look into that's based on what their personality lends itself to. So it's important for them to go through Insight 1 to then start to understand where they'd like to have further conversations with people within the organisation.
What personal qualities are required for the job?
I like talking to people, I like helping people, and I'm a fairly empathetic person.
My role does mean I need to take on some different personalities to be able to adapt to my communication style amongst different people.
Very quick thinking, but also someone who is very resourceful and are good at solving challenges.
We don't want one type of personality in the workplace. It takes all different types of personalities. It takes a balanced workforce to make things work. Insight 2 is look behind the scenes, so that's where the students get to look a lot more in depth at what the different roles are within the particular organisation that they're in.
My favourite part of Work Inspiration program is probably going out to the store and seeing how they make the burgers and stuff.
I think having the tour and giving them the opportunity to walk around an office as it's functioning while people are having meetings and doing work was really useful. And some of them had never been in an office before, so they thought that was really good.
So they really start to understand what different jobs are and what different jobs are possible.
You have an opportunity to show them where you've been and where you've come to build a successful career for yourself.
I was 15 and I really wanted to be an architect.
So I did that for a year and thought, it's not quite what I wanted to do.
So I left all my life in the UK. I left my job and came out here in the hope that I would find something else to do. Didn't have a clue.
And then I became a restaurant manager, and I've been a restaurant manager for about 4 or 5 years.
Really, my gut instinct was something I really love doing, and I'm glad I've done that.
All these things are just little pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. You know, the puzzle looks really complex at the end, but each one of those by themselves are really bite-sized pieces.
It's about giving students a story, a success story, whether it be a great success or a small success, and you can have bumps and challenges along the way, that you can still be a successful person.
I like hearing people's stories and how they had many jobs.
We had some students who were just inspired by the fact that they got to meet a volunteer and the volunteer knew so much about this one particular exhibit, and they were really excited by the fact that people who work here are actually really passionate about their jobs.
Just the main point for us is hearing people's stories. Like everyone that works here, their stories are so incredible to us. Just that was really amazing.
The third insight is careers happen. So that's where specific individuals tailored to the personality profiles in Insight 1 are matched up so that the students can get a really good understanding of how that person who has a similar personality type to them has forged their career from university study or TAFE all the way through the different jobs that they've chosen, why they chose those jobs to get where they are today.
The graduation for me was the highlight. It was almost like they took on that person as a friend or a mentor for a period of time and really built a story around what they learnt about that person.
When Jane was young, she wanted to be a lawyer.
She started working at Macca's in grade 9 at age 14. Then she moved to London in 2011.
So she did an art degree.
Then moved into the tourism industry.
And now he's been working there for 20 years as a placement manager.
The highlight is definitely seeing the students reflect on what they've learnt, because that actually adds so much more meaning to what you've actually done.
The effect it had on the staff involved was actually really surprising.
It's kind of reinvigorated or perhaps even inspired some staff.
The fact that students took an interest in what they were doing, how they were successful in their organisation, and what learning they had done from leaving school up until their current position, they were a little bit chuffed, I guess.
What they've contributed to is something that's at the very heart of what my job description is for the museum, and that's audience research and evaluation. So what they're doing is actually fundamentally important for the direction that the museum's taking at the moment.
If you're in an environment where people matter, then work inspirations would be really important.
I wish that I'd been able to do this when I was their age, and having the opportunity to give that information back to them as someone who's now experienced it
It's one of those really feel-good factors. I think the kids definitely would have benefited, but we benefited as well in sharing that information. So yeah, really good outcome for everyone.
I think all of our officers in Australia would benefit from being involved.
I'm really honoured to have been, one of the trailblazers as a part of this particular program at our school, to be part of that. And I'm excited about the fact that this is the way that work experience could look like in the not so distant future.
I would encourage everyone to be involved in Work Inspirations because it's about building opportunities for young people and showing them that there are multiple opportunities and multiple career paths that they can take in the future to lead themselves to success.
Over the past 3 days, I've learned a lot about myself, personality-wise.
I learned about the workforce and how we choose our pathways.
And that you need a really good team around you to succeed.
The best part of Ag Inspirations for me was everything really, from creating new friendships and talking to the employers and how they got to the point where they were at in their career pathways.
The best part is learning that you're not alone in this world. You can have future support from everywhere, and pathways are always open anywhere you are. You can keep going through different things and choose what you want in life.
Just get out and try it, because it's just been a fun journey.